Agriculture effectively help consumers understand what agriculture is today and why it's important to them?
Oftentimes, and even as a farm girl, we like to start and think about agriculture from our perspective. But I believe as an industry, we have to step back and understand where the consumer, who is our neighbor, the folks that live in our towns, live in our communities, that live in the cities near us, what is their perspective? And oftentimes, we share a lot of the same values. We really want to care for our families. We want to eat good food. We want to have a good life. And to me, starting as an industry, thinking about those folks instead of how we feel or how we feel challenged is probably a good place, because oftentimes the story we have to tell is so powerful, and being given the opportunity to share it in a way that our city friends or our neighbors who don't have a farmer as a friend may not. They may be willing to talk with us if we can begin to think about where they're starting from and really begin to ask some questions, do a lot of listening. But as much as anything, think about what each of us one-on-one can do in these conversations, social media, et cetera, how we can put a face on agriculture and who we are, what we stand for. And I think farmers are a great example of folks who can do that.
What about social media? How can that fit into all of this?
You know, social media is one of those things that it sounds like a pretty nebulous term, but I think about it in a way. I have my friends on Facebook, and a lot of my friends are farm kids I either went to college with, I went to high school with, that live in my community now. But I have a whole lot of friends who are not from a farm who are Facebook friends of mine. Maybe I work with them in the city, maybe I know them from college too. And that is social media. It's beginning to engage in your community of friends online and beginning to have those kind of dialogues. And I think social media is one of those scary terms for a lot of folks. But for example, I'm really talking with my husband, who's a farmer. You know, what a great way to share your story, to capture the legacy of what you do here for generations to come, but really put a face on what's going on with you, the industry. And so we're working on getting him a blog where, in his own words and his own pictures, he can tell the story about what he does on his farm, fourth generation farm, that hopefully our little boy will take on. But I believe that puts a face on it, like no PR campaign and no advertisement can put on agriculture when real farmers tell their story, because wow, it's what built our country. We are an agrarian community, started in that way, and now we just figure out how to use a new medium, just like years ago we figured out how to use newspapers. And I think it's just one of those trends that will become a part of life here in a short time.